On a crisp autumn evening, Sarah stood before her mirror, heart racing like a hummingbird's wings. She was about to embark on her first real date, but this wasn't just any date. Her hands trembled slightly as she adjusted her carefully chosen outfit. A modest navy dress that wouldn't raise her parents' suspicions, yet elegant enough for the occasion. Ms. Parker, or Rachel, as she'd asked Sarah to call her outside of school, had been occupying her thoughts for months. Their stolen glances in the hallways, the lingering conversations after English class, and the way Rachel's eyes seemed to dance when they discussed literature had led to this moment. It was wrong. They both knew it. But the heart wants what it wants. Sarah had crafted the perfect excuse. A study group at her friend Emma's house, followed by a sleepover. Her conservative parents, still viewing her as their innocent little girl, hadn't questioned it. If they knew their daughter was about to meet her 25-year-old English teacher for a date, their carefully constructed world would shatter. The evening air carried a hint of jasmine as Sarah walked the 3 blocks to their meeting spot, a quiet cafe in a part of town where nobody from school ever ventured. Her pulse quickened when she saw Rachel waiting outside, looking breathtaking in a burgundy dress that hugged her curves perfectly. The teacher's usual professional demeanor had been replaced with something softer, more intimate. "You look beautiful," Rachel whispered as Sarah approached, her voice carrying a warmth that made Sarah's knees weak. They chose a secluded corner table where the soft lighting created an intimate atmosphere. Sarah couldn't help but notice how the candlelight played across Rachel's features, highlighting her high cheekbones and full lips. Their conversation flowed naturally, moving from books to dreams, from fears to desires. Rachel spoke about her passion for teaching, careful to avoid mentioning their shared classroom experiences. Sarah shared her aspirations of becoming a writer, blushing when Rachel praised her latest creative writing assignment. As the evening progressed, their hands found each other across the table, fingers intertwining in a dance of forbidden attraction. The touch sent electricity through Sarah's body, making her forget about the consequences they might face if discovered. In that moment, nothing existed except the two of them. After dinner, Rachel suggested they take a walk through the nearby park. The moon hung low in the sky, casting silver light through the trees. They found a secluded bench, hidden from the main path by a curtain of willow branches. Sarah's heart thundered in her chest as Rachel turned to face her, one hand gently cupping her cheek. "Are you sure about this?" Rachel asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Sarah's response was to lean forward, closing the distance between them. Their first kiss was gentle, tentative, like butterfly wings brushing against flower petals. Then it deepened, becoming something more urgent, more passionate. Sarah felt as though she was floating, anchored only by Rachel's touch. When they finally pulled apart, both breathless, Rachel's eyes held a mixture of desire and concern. "Come home with me," she said softly, not as a command but as an invitation. Sarah knew she should say no, knew she should stick to their original plan of a simple dinner date. But the pull between them was magnetic, irresistible. Rachel's apartment was a reflection of her personality, elegant yet comfortable, with walls lined with books and art. Sarah's fingers traced the spines of familiar novels as Rachel prepared tea, both of them aware of the tension building in the air. When Rachel returned with 2 steaming mugs, their eyes met, and words became unnecessary. The night unfolded like pages in a forbidden romance novel. Every touch, every kiss was both thrilling and terrifying. Sarah discovered new dimensions of herself in Rachel's arms, feeling both vulnerable and powerful. They explored each other with the curiosity of new lovers, and the caution of those who knew their love must remain hidden. As they lay together later, wrapped in soft sheets and moonlight, Sarah traced patterns on Rachel's shoulder, memorizing every moment. Tomorrow they would return to their roles, student and teacher, separated by rules and society's expectations. But tonight, in this sanctuary they'd created, they were simply 2 souls who had found each other against all odds. When dawn began to paint the sky in soft pinks and golds, Sarah knew she needed to leave soon. Her parents would be expecting her home from her sleepover at Emma's. As she dressed, Rachel watched her from the bed, their shared secret heavy in the air between them. "We'll need to be careful," Rachel said, her voice carrying both promise and warning. Sarah nodded, understanding the complexities of their situation. Yet, as she leaned down for one final kiss, she knew that no amount of danger could make her regret this night. Walking home in the early morning light, Sarah felt different, transformed. She carried within her a new awareness of love, desire, and the exquisite pain of keeping secrets. Her first date had been nothing like she'd imagined, yet everything she'd dreamed of. As she slipped quietly into her house, she touched her lips, still feeling Rachel's kisses, and smiled. Some risks, she decided, were worth taking.